Saint Irenaeus, born circa 120–140, Asia Minor, died circa 200–203, probably Lyon. Western feast day June 28. Eastern feast day August 23, was the Bishop of Lugdunum, Lyon, an apologist, a doctor of the Church, and a leading Christian theologian of the 2nd century. His work Adversus haereses, against heresies, written about 180, was a refutation of Gnosticism. In the course of his writings, Irenaeus advanced the development of an authoritative canon of scriptures, the Creed, and the authority of the episcopal. Though his exact birth date is unknown, Irenaeus was born of Greek parents in Asia Minor. His own works establish a few biographical points, such as that he, as a child, heard and saw Saint Polycarp, the last known living connection with the apostles, in Smyrna. Before that aged Christian was martyred in 155. Eusebius of Caesarea also notes that after persecutions in Gaul in 177, Irenaeus succeeded the martyred Pothinus as Bishop of Lugdunum. According to Eusebius, who wrote a history of the Church in the 4th century, Irenaeus, prior to his becoming bishop, had served as a missionary to southern Gaul and as a peacemaker among the churches of Asia Minor that had been disturbed by heresy. The known biographical data, if taken together with his published works, are sufficient to give a picture of an unusual life. Historical sources testify to a close cultural connection between Asia Minor and southern France, the Rhône Valley, during the 2nd century. According to tradition, Saint John the Apostle, as a very old man who had seen the Lord, i.e., Jesus, lived at Ephesus in the days when Polycarp was young. Thus, there were 3 generations between Jesus of Nazareth and Irenaeus of southern France. The era in which Irenaeus lived was a time of expansion and inner tensions in the Church. In many cases, Irenaeus acted as mediator between various contending factions. The churches of Asia Minor continued to celebrate Easter on the same date, the 14th of Nisan, as the Jews celebrated Passover, whereas the Roman Church maintained that Easter should always be celebrated on a Sunday, the day of the resurrection of Christ. Mediating between the parties, Irenaeus stated that differences in external factors, such as dates of festivals, need not be so serious as to destroy church unity. Irenaeus asserted in a positive manner the validity of the Hebrew Bible, the Christian Old Testament, which the Gnostics denied, claiming that it upheld the laws of the Creator God of wrath. Though Irenaeus did not actually refer to 2 testaments, one old and one new, he prepared the way for this terminology. He asserted the validity of the 2 testaments at a time when concern for the unity and the difference between the 2 parts of the Bible was developing. Many works claiming scriptural authority, which included a large number by Gnostics, flourished in the 2nd century. By his attacks on the Gnostics, Irenaeus helped to diminish the importance of such works and to establish a canon of scriptures. The development of the Creed and the office of bishop also can be traced to his conflicts with the Gnostics. On the basis of the New Testament alone, which is concerned with the salvation of humankind, the Creed would not be expected to begin with an article about the creation of the world and humans. But, because the Gnostics denied that the God revealed in the New Testament was the Creator, the first article of the Creed was for polemical reasons directly connected with Genesis. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Irenaeus refers to the Creed as a rule of truth, used to combat heresy. The oldest lists of bishops also were countermeasures against the Gnostics, who said that they possessed a secret oral tradition from Jesus himself. Against such statements, Irenaeus maintains that the bishops in different cities are known as far back as the apostles, and none of them was a Gnostic, and that the bishops provided the only safe guide to the interpretation of Scripture. With these lists of bishops, the later doctrine of the apostolic succession of the bishops could be linked. Even the unique position of authority of the Bishop of Rome is emphasized by Irenaeus, though in an obscure passage. Though there is no evidence, other than legendary, about his death, the last decade of the 2nd century is generally assumed to be the period in which Irenaeus died. In 2022, Irenaeus was declared a doctor of the Church by Pope Francis.